The sun set over my quiet Lagos street, painting the sky orange and purple. The air was warm, filled with distant laughter and the smell of jollof rice. I walked home, relaxed, feeling safe in my familiar neighborhood. Near the Adebayo compound, I noticed a dog I'd never seen before. It looked friendly, brown fur, floppy ears, wagging its tail. But as I got closer, unease crept in. Its eyes were wide, glassy and unblinking, staring straight through me. The dog sat perfectly still, silent except for its slow tail wag. The peaceful evening suddenly felt tense. Every instinct screamed that something was wrong. I crossed to the other side of the street, hoping to leave the strange animal behind. My heart pounded as I walked faster. The dog's presence had changed everything. What was once a comforting scene now felt like a warning. I kept moving, glancing back, unsettled. The calm was gone, replaced by a growing sense of dread. As I crossed, the dog stood and followed, never breaking its stare. It matched my pace, silent and determined, a shadow in the fading light. I tried to convince myself it was harmless, but fear grew with every step. I quickened my pace, so did the dog. The only sound was its paws on the dusty road. My familiar street now felt like a trap. I turned sharply into a dark back street and broke into a run. I didn't look back, just ran, breathless and desperate. For a moment, I hoped I'd lost it. But a glance over my shoulder killed that hope. The dog was closer, moving fast. It was no longer a follower, but a predator. Panic took over as I realized I was being hunted. The chase was on, and I was the prey. My mind raced for an escape. The dog's eyes haunted me, relentless and wild. I pushed myself to run faster, heart pounding. The night closed in, fear driving me forward. My sprint became frantic as the dog closed in, growling menacingly. Its paws thundered behind me, white foam dripping from its mouth. This was no ordinary dog. It was rabid, crazed. I screamed for help, but the back streets were empty and silent. My lungs burned, legs aching as the dog snapped at my heels. I stumbled, nearly falling, losing precious seconds. The dog was beside me, its madness clear in its eyes. Ahead, I spotted a provision kiosk, shutters half closed. With a burst of energy, I scrambled onto the concrete block and over the counter. The dog leapt, its jaws grazing my ankle, tearing my trousers and skin. I tumbled inside, shaking, heart racing. Outside, the dog barked and snarled, throwing itself at the kiosk walls. I huddled in the darkness, praying the thin wood would hold. The furious sounds continued, relentless and terrifying. I stayed hidden, barely breathing, as time crawled by. The nightmare seemed endless, fear keeping me frozen. I emerged at dawn, limping, my ankle throbbing and torn. A small crowd gathered, alarmed by my state. I explained, voice trembling, as an older woman shook her head. That wasn't the Adebayo's dog. It was a stray, she said. Animal control was called, and officers began searching the area. I was taken to a clinic for treatment and rabies shots, a painful but necessary precaution. The physical wounds would heal, but the memory lingered. That night taught me a hard lesson. Danger can hide behind a friendly face. Even the safest places can turn threatening in an instant. Trust, I learned, must be earned, not given blindly. A quiet street and a wagging tail can mask real danger. Sometimes the threat sits silently, waiting in the twilight. I'll never ignore that uneasy feeling again. The calm before the storm is often just an illusion. Always listen to your instincts. They might save your life.